7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all, we are all one, we are all. Lift me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow.
Superstar. Hey everybody, how's it going? Hey, okie dokie a folky. Okie dokie a voki. There you go. Okie dokie a voki. Okie dokie a voki. Okie dokie a voki. Hey, Mimi of 6. Ray, True Colors. Kiwi. Our bucket list has holes. I feel like our bucket list has holes. I feel like you might have sent me something recently, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Hey, country girl. I'll do that reading for you today sometime. Hey, Sandy, Juno, Flip Flop. Today's wiener is Mimi of 6. Hey, Nana Kim. I don't really have a topic, but happy Sunday, Clip Wings. I did much love to. Yeah. Oh, did you send me the heart? The crystal heart? Was that you? The rose quartz heart? Hey, Yaya. Hey, Lolly. I was kind of wondering yesterday, or when was it that we were in your chat? Me and Fred was. I was like, I kind of wonder if somebody gave her shit for having me on her panel. Happens a lot. And one thing you learn as being a creator on YouTube is that, oh my gosh, people will give you so much, like they'll give you make you feel horrible for just having somebody on panel that they don't like or something. And I don't understand that. Hey, Beagle Mom. Fred just got he got something from you yesterday. That hat and a whole bunch of snacks. Oh, it wasn't? I thought it was me. I guess that's just because that's happened like pretty much every time I go on panel, the person like gets shit for having me on the panel. And right now I'm not, it goes in cycles. Like sometimes I'm hated more than other times. Goes in cycles. Hey, Robin. I'm glad you don't care, though, Lolly, because that's the best attitude to have, or if you're going to do YouTube, because it doesn't stop ever. I'm live thanks to Fred because he's like, I don't know. He's just like you guys wanted me live over here, and instead of I know the tarot channel is not as exciting. We talk over there too. We talk the same shit we do over here, pretty much. Yeah, you like my name change, Ziggy Hill? And I found it official today on the web. I found a place online where it's official. Let's see, what's this website? Let me pull it up real quick and show you guys. I was trying to find if it's online yet. About me and Fred. Let's see, was this it? Where the heck did I see that? Hold on, let me change the screen. Hey, Jenny and Rhonda. It's Mrs. Hill to you. That's funny. Let's see. We're just trying to figure out how I'm on here on it on my phone, but I can't figure out how to. Let's see. TNCountyClerk.com. Search. I don't know. I was going to show you guys. I pulled it up on my phone somehow. Let's see. Here. Right here, I think. Okay, so no more doubting whether it's real or not. What, there's an error? Hell to the nizzo. By clicking. Is that the right tab? Yeah. Switch it to. Let's retry this. There we are. Nothing to, only has the marriage date, 4/8/24. Doesn't give any other type of information. Let's see. Seth is working with the Proudfoots. That's what I heard. I heard something. Is that for real? Like working with them as far as as in what way? Let's see. Seth. What channel do I go on? Which one was the channel that had something about him working with the Proudfoots? Now people are saying Chris has blackmail on him. I know I saw something about that's right, Peter Hyatt. I did see something where he was on his channel, The Key to Locating Sebastian Rogers.
Of what I believe to be the key to finding missing 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, hopefully alive, but as the time has gone on, it was, I think, February 26th. We're reaching 2 months. It becomes much more difficult for anyone to hold on to hope that way. While I was getting set for this, Seth reached out and I invited him to come on. So he's here, and I'd like to just to address this one particular issue that I think is very important. What prompted me to want to do this, and
does he talk about how? Because I know that Peter Hyatt had some concerns about Seth, some things that I forget what it was about in particular. Maybe that's about what they're about to talk about. I don't know. I haven't watched
pleased
this.
to have Seth, and I recognize that this is a nightmare, that the only way to survive it is perhaps some form of denial as time goes on for him. But it was a recent video that someone sent me of Sebastian's mother, that and some of the reactions within social media that were, I think, concerning. I'm not sure how distracting they really are, but there's a lot of information that is listed as breaking and bombshell, and life continues to go on, days continue to pass, and Sebastian is not found or recovered. In a recap for the case, and I won't make you wait as I hand the key, which is still another mystery itself, but a recap is 15-year-old boy with autism was reported missing. I've interviewed a lot of kids over the years through Child Protective Services that had autism. It seemed to me experientially that no two were alike. And I had to adjust in the moment to be able to reach them. And you know, there's some similarities of muted emotions or regulated emotions.
I was on Lolly's panel, Tessie. Well,
and parents know how
right
difficult that is, and have better insight than me going from interview to interview and then moving on. When he went missing, I think the first thing that everyone kind of recognized is there's a step parent involved, and when there's a high needs child, the risk is it's a risk factor. It's something that is taken into consideration because it is really difficult, and parents will tell you how difficult that is, and they need family support, and they need as much help from a community as they can get. I mean, it's really difficult, and they make mistakes, they lose tempers, they struggle.
Here's why you need to attend one of my Master Mentors live events coming to your area soon.
In just 6 months.
And to say otherwise just isn't reality. And so there's a risk factor. Oh no, number one is a high needs child, autism, has gone missing. They're gonna have behaviors. Some of them are runaways, some of them are not, some of them will bury themselves.
You can see the pictures and stuff speaking on the past
blankets.
So.
In dark corners, they'll hide. You know, it's all very different, but it's a
I did find the show
we might
that you guys
see
are talking about
on the television, for example, but not live. So it's right off the bat, and then we had the presence, you know, according to what we saw in the news, the presence of a stepfather. But the first thing, and that's a risk factor, but the first thing that comes up in this was silence. That an investigator will ask, well, who was the last person to see Sebastian alive? Under whose watch did a child go missing? That's just the 101, the beginning where things begin. And so the public responded, I think, from at least what I read, they were angry. Why are these people being silent? And it goes against especially a mother's instinct. The father is protect. The mother is nurture. These things come from creation. These are God-given.
They went motorcycle shopping.
For a mother to be silent, there's one of two reasons. Generally, there can be others, but either police have revealed to the mother, there's no point in you calling out for your son. We have evidence of his death. The blood, we have this, that. So she begins to go into the wrestle of denial and grieving and then not believing. And it's a lot of emotions. And there could be other reasons.
How long?
But generally speaking,
let's fast forward it.
Even if it's a style of stymieing of maternal instinct that is very powerful in the background, with this heartache of being distant, but not having knowledge. And they said, this guy knows things about the case that only we know. And he's writing about it. And we're able to place him in this rural area at the time the two young women were murdered. And so they were right. He wrote a great deal of information about it. And I had plenty to analyze. And analyze I did. And there are certain things you look for linguistically that connect someone. And it wasn't there. It wasn't there. Remember, he's going to have, the killer is going to have a very strong opinion, even as he tries to conceal it, which this guy didn't, about the victims. There's a need to justify or a need to conceal. But self-preservation kicks in. Many of you saw that with the McCann's early interviews. This was all about
There's no
them,
Katie needs to come clean, right?
not about a supposed missing child. And as it turned out, he didn't do it. And so you say, well, how did he know so many things? Is it some kind of psychic or a power beyond the means of understanding that people have? Is it somehow? No, the guy he was a true crime fan, and he knew, and in my opinion, he accepted human nature for what it is. He knew. I did the case. Some of you recognize the family, and at the time I was doing the news program to find.
I saw war. I saw bombing. I saw shooting.
Finding him. The key to everything lies with the mother. In order to find him, you have to know under what circumstances he went out that door. You have to know that. She withheld that information, and it was very carefully guarded over by Stepfather. So if Stepfather wasn't there, then why would he have the same guilt? And this is my theory on it, and then I'll let Seth comment on any of those things. The key to locating either Sebastian's remains, or at least the trail of where it goes, that if someone grabbed him and he's still alive, the key to locating him lies with that mother. Mm-hmm. You have to tell what happened. We have to understand his mindset. We have to understand what he was like at that moment. So here are two factors within that I think are not understood and really important.
Hey, Linda.
She holds the key. That account is the only evidence that can be presented to investigators to understand Sebastian's mindset and how bad whatever happened. And here's another one. When it happened. I am convinced it didn't suddenly become a surprise at 6 a.m., not by their language. That interview that was done recently, absolutely perfect, which is a good sign that tells you, nope, it was scripted, it was put together. The key to finding, or at least the proper trail, is understanding what happened that night. And there were two linguistics that were so powerful. Is number one, and I hope this gets through because I'm having trouble, people still write to me about it, is the I love you. Okay. She's allegedly quoting him, I love you, mama, and the puppies. And he may have well said that. It may have been okay at that point. It is to present her to the public while her son is missing as a good mother. The presentation, the linguistic presentation of a good mother tells you something went wrong. Something went wrong. And even I in subsequent interviews, I heard them repeat that again. And it was too precise. I said, oh, that's coordinated. So it's alarming. We all say, I love you to our children, and hopefully our children say it to us. It is the need to present that while Sebastian was missing that says, from the subject's point of view, I need to be seen as a good mother. The need to be seen or perceived as a good mother tells you there was a deficit, there was something wrong. There was something wrong. So, if I came on here and I said, hey, I just want to tell everybody, there's no excuse for elder abuse. And I go on and on about it. After a while, you're going to say, did you hurt your grandfather? Why the unnecessary moralizing? It's the same theme. It's a type of presentation that is meant for you to consider, oh, that's really nice. He loved her. Therefore, she couldn't have done anything. It's no different than someone calls up on the emergency call and says, I was sleeping and I just woke up and the door's open and my child is missing. So you count off what the priority is. I was sleeping. I just woke up. The door was open before we can get to the child. In other words, I'm going to present myself as innocent, which brings our attention to it.
Sorry, I wanted to listen to it for a while and see what he was. I see what he's doing. So right now he feels like the mother is trying to paint herself under a certain guise, trying to make herself look good, or trying to make that makes sense. It's kind of like what Candace Wells did, right? She had to walk Summer to the door. Hey, Mrs. Benson. So let's continue. I'm curious about this.
So the I love you under this context is alarming. It's telling you that something went wrong. Then, when someone mentions a phone call in a statement, in this context, that phone call is part of the story. Very big part of the story. Now, Stepfather wasn't there, so he could not have caused whatever happened. Then she connected Stepfather with a phone call. The other day I was driving, and I just want everyone to know that using a hands-free operation, I spoke to my daughter on the phone for a half an hour. I just love talking to her, and I probably keep her on too long. And this is true. I really do. I like to talk to her, and she's very busy with baby and that sort of thing. You would ask, rightfully, Peter, why are you telling us that? Your child is missing. Why are you? I'm the one connecting it in a really weird way. You'd be right to ask that question. This is how we learn. We ask questions. So why, in a controlled environment with Stepfather bearing down, why the need to tell us you had a 3-hour phone call while Sebastian is missing? I believe her.
She looked at me like, do you think you can commit to me? And I just looked at her and said, sure, you'll probably need a hip replacement at some stage. But yes, I can.
Oh my God.
And I believe it's
Welcome to
critical.
the Zigsters, one love.
So he wasn't connected to whatever happens to Sebastian until she connected him with his blessing. His, there was no refutation. There was no angry response to that. As if you stay on the phone for 3 hours at night when a child goes missing. What that told me was, and this is statement analysis 101. This is not anything of shocking discovery, is that phone call is part of Sebastian's missing. And that's why he's brought into this. She did it. She brought him in. Then Stepfather went on and gave more and more interviews. The more interviews he gave, the worse it got. Because you saw what his bellicose language sounded like. What the language of physicality. I mean, he was at the point where is he starting to threaten people that are asking questions? The key to finding Sebastian, or at least the trail of Sebastian, lies with the mother.
Yes,
and
I did,
whatever
Lolo.
happened to him, I am firm in my belief he was part of it via the phone call. And why, after being married as many times as he has and being such a man of anger, and his disposition towards Sebastian was frightening. It was frightening to me. I've interviewed him 100 times in that sense, where I've heard that stepfathers and boyfriends run them down and very sometimes subtly blame the victim, that sort of thing. And they did.
You think so, Rhiannon?
That's self-defense. That is preservation. If Katie wants him found, whether he is deceased or alive, she has to give up the same key from the very beginning that remains all this time, 2 months later. Just tell the truth of what happened. But self-preservation is blocking that. And this is why my belief on stepfather's involvement is so important. They discussed it. That was the conversation that she had a need, and he did too, to say took place. Now, they, of course, he's obviously clever. He knows that they're going to be able to look at their phones and say, oh, there was a 3-hour conversation the night that 15-year-old with special needs went missing. But I also have the gap of missing information of that evening. Somewhere after dinner, and between 6 a.m., there's missing information means deliberately withheld.
Oh, did Fred comment? Everybody saying hello, Fred. Thank you, Lolo. Yeah, on 4/8/24. He thinks of himself first. I wonder, this is interesting considering, I mean, I have that past school show up too that you guys are talking about to see what's going on there. He joins forces. I mean,
information. And so that key has always been from the moment it happened. You know what? Put aside, and I think it's too late at this point, but put aside everything. Your child is missing. Tell police everything. Okay? There was probably a blow of some form, or you foolishly locked him out. Face consequences with that, but tell the truth. Because even if he is deceased, he deserves a proper and respectful burial. And even if it was unintended and just foolish anger, because you've seen the anger of the stepfather, and I can imagine what he said on the phone to them in 3 hours, but to her in 3 hours. Sebastian deserves better. So, Seth, thank you for joining. That is, I believe, the key, at least to somewhere that investigators need to go back with her, re-interview, passing a polygraph of saying, I didn't cause his death and I don't know where he is. This is different. The information has to be learned. These are common interviews that are done. Even as
so is it true?
Stepfather's
So
ex-wife.
Chris actually passed the polygraph by TBI. We need to know what questions, though.
Spoke in a child protective interview. Everything is on the table. Seth, your life is put under a microscope. Everyone's life. Where can he be safe? You know, if he's found alive, where can he be safe? So all is fair. All is out there. I don't believe it's anything to do with slinging mud, but to give a portrait of what Sebastian was living under. I mean, is there anyone present that would like to live under stepfather's rule from what we've heard?
No.
From what we've heard out of his own mouth? Is there anyone that would say, hey, he sounds like a good parent to me? Would anyone let him babysit your cat? Some comments from you, Seth.
I was pretty much here just to listen to you.
Okay.
You have a lot more experience and stuff, and I appreciate you having me on the panel, and I appreciate your insight. And
Does any of it sound crazy to you?
No, I was married to her for a long time, and you're right on a lot of key factors. You're right on. You know, I believe that she did not open up at the beginning. Reading her body language while I was there, she's not telling everything. I just don't know how long she's going to continue before she decides that she's going to unburden herself.
I hope she breaks. I hope she breaks, because maybe it will give investigators insight into changing course in terms of what they were looking for. Because there are certain things that aren't making sense. But I heard from you about his experience with bare feet. And we, obviously the sneakers or shoes has played quite a role in all this. And then I heard Stepfather talk a lot. And that's the language of an abuser. And that's when I thought, they maybe been trying to teach him some lesson how to be a man and go out there with his bare feet, or something happened that night, an altercation of some form, of which they have coordinated their accounts together since then. And so my hope is that maybe if there is a break in the relationship, maybe the maternal instincts will take over, and she'll say, here's what happened. I don't want to hold this burden any longer, and I didn't intend for it to end as it did, but here's what happened. That's what I'm hoping for.
Candace and Dawn have held on to the burden for almost 3 years now. Candace, Dawn, Andy Bernard, in my opinion. Jody Sue knows something, in my opinion.
I can only hope. I still pray that my son's alive.
Yeah.
And the sooner
Hey, Stormy.
burdens yourself, the sooner we can either find him, triangulate on a course of action.
I understand that you're trying to work together.
I'm hoping that she'll work together. I'm hoping that both her and Chris will actually start working with me so that I can work with them. I mean, that was pretty much the whole discussion last night before the vigil. And I do hope that they actually work with me.
If my child goes missing, my first call is to police. My second call is to Biofather. Great comment. I mean, it's just so common, such a natural reaction. Seth came to listen. That was what he said, and he is in need of working with others. So otherwise, I'd be asking a lot of questions.
Did they find the old mattress? Is there an actual old mattress that's not been accounted for? That is really strange. Keep racking my brain to think what could have fucking happened. What is wrong with that mother? Does she not have any type of maternal instinct? What happened yesterday, Chloe? They said that they were getting a Faith and mattress, and that's why they had one delivered. So they were saying that there was no mattress in her room? Dang. How does she, I just don't understand how she couldn't have any emotions if she accidentally hurt her son. I just, you think law enforcement knows?
Though I don't think you have many answers, Seth.
I don't. I haven't had a lot of. I've had a lot of questions since this has started.
Were you
Because I
there
don't
that night?
have the answers.
Were you there that night?
I wasn't.
Who was there that night?
Katie and Sebastian.
And that's where the key lies, is in a mother that was there telling the truth. Jason's an analyst, thinks she should be interviewed more without Chris around. Yeah, certainly I agree. There should be I think if they know anyone that she is close to, that she would confide in. In terms of criminality, there may not be there. It
Sounds like she
may
doesn't
not be
have,
considered.
to me, it sounds like all she has is him and his family, right? And Sebastian. When I say him, I mean Chris, because she doesn't have like a very, from what it sounds like, she doesn't have a very close like relationship with her family, I don't think. So why did CP come to Vigil? Only talk to Seth and not stay for Vigil. The garbage men said their garbage was really heavy, thus the search of the one landfill. Going to Seth with their parrot. I don't understand either, Margaret. Margaret, I wouldn't be able to function.
Criminal behavior, in the sense that there was a fight or something took place. Without Sebastian to testify, there's probably not going to be any consequences. My hope is just come out and talk. Come out and talk to the investigators. And as Jason said, alone, and come clean with it. She needs to come clean with it. 2 months now.
We just found a dead body.
There was nothing there with a name on it. We don't really know who he is.
I went on to Facebook. I felt like maybe I could help.
The group blew up. It moved fast.
Holy shit, like this is the guy I camped with.
Holy shit.
No one, I think, can argue with Annie P. She'll never talk with Chris in her ear. No, I mean, he's obviously concerned about the connection to his other case going on. He's concerned about his reputation, and he's willing to really go after people who don't believe him with anger and rage. So if you've seen that, you can probably consider what it was like for Sebastian with his difficulties, living under someone with that type of anger. Are you working now, Seth?
No, I haven't gone back to work. It's really hard to think about anything but my son.
Yeah. It's understood. Here's a couple more comments, and if you're lying, you're not cooperating. Exactly. You know, there's a time to come clean, and there's a time to talk about what happened. There may be some little detail that they don't, Katie doesn't even recognize. If she unburdens herself, that's like, oh, we've got to go this direction or that direction.
Checking out the this Pascal show, and I know this dude on the right I know is going live here too, and possibly Seth may be on there. I'm kind of keeping an eye on it, but
so I was asked tonight to stream the Vigil for Sebastian Rogers, and when I got there, this was going on. That's Seth Rogers, and that's Chris Proudfoot. And I saw them talk for quite a while before the Vigil started. Now, Chris was not able to stay for the Vigil. He had something that he had to do, which is not my business to disclose.
That's weird, though, that he didn't have time to stick around. I think that's weird. I will say that. He didn't have time to be there for the prayer vigil, but he had time to come in and have an exchange of words with Seth. I think that's weird. But like I said, hey, it is what it is. Let's continue.
But Seth obviously did. But then Seth shared what their discussion was about. And I'm going to show you.
Me and Chris are putting our differences aside.
Now, okay, before we go into this piece, this part, okay? Yeah, Diecat. Okay? Yeah, he had time to confront Seth. It's weird, right? That's Seth. That's sus as hell, okay? That's just my personal opinion. It's sus. You had time to go up to his face, show face at this prayer vigil. But you can't even stay 5-10 minutes. You gots to go. That makes no sense. I'm sorry. It irks my soul. I'm going to be real. I don't care. Okay? Still doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, all right. It is what it is. That's how it went down. Let's continue.
Me and Chris are putting our differences aside. It's not about our egos. It's about finding Sebastian. Me, Chris, and Katie will begin working together. And if everybody else could just fuck off and put your egos aside, help us find our son. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is the goal of this shit. If you can't get on that, get the fuck.
So something big happened tonight.
So there's something I really want to say about this video. Can I just say this? Okay, I have nothing but love for Seth. Real talk, okay? Because I know he's the only, so far. We'll see in the upcoming days, all right? Starting tomorrow, or starting even today, we'll see what this alliance really does, okay? This is shocking, and I get it. For everybody else out there, it is shocking information. I know a lot of people are feeling some type of way because a lot of people have been very split. It's been either Team Rogers or Team Proudfoots out here, okay? I get that. And the fact that it's like, oh my God, the dark side of the force is working with the light side of the force. What the hell's going on here? There's a lot to break down here, all right? But I want to talk about his approach and his demeanor, the language that he's saying here, and all that. Now, I haven't spoken to Seth yet. Personally, I have not. Hopefully, we get some time to have a conversation, and I can get a better understanding of what he is saying here. And I could see, and I can understand why a lot of people out here in the internet streets are getting kind of turned off about his choice of words and how he's saying it. One thing I will say, I get what he's trying to say. I get that he's saying, hey, we're going to join forces Anybody has a problem with it, there's the door. If you got a problem with it, don't come to me because I ain't listening, right? You got to understand where he is mentally as well. This man is tired. He's broken down. It is a wrap for him with everything. He just wants to find his son. And I get that. He's at that place of desperation where he's willing to.
He probably is desperate, just doesn't care how he finds Sebastian.
The other thing that I've seen is, how could he team up with the Proudfoots when Chris Proudfoot has gone live and on TV and said everything that he said about abuse of his kid, and why would he want to work with him? So let's get into the common sense of this, and then we can talk about the Proudfoots for a little bit. The common sense of this is that every step of the way for the last 55, 56 days, Seth has been searching for Sebastian, doing interviews, keeping Sebastian's name out there, and we have not seen anything like that from Chris and Katie. What we have seen is fighting on GoFundMes, fighting on searching, fighting on handing out flyers, taking flyers off your car. And how exhausting do you think it must be to be going through the stress of trying to find your child, what happened to your child, have another parent seemingly not be doing anything, plus arguing you and fighting you every step of the way? At what point do you give a little bit, right? At what point do you say, I need this to stop so I can focus on this? And that's what he's doing. A lot of people are seeming to think that calling a ceasefire, a truce, working together means that, they're best friends. No. Working together towards a common goal doesn't equate to friendship. What it equates to is I'm tired of fighting and expending energy and dealing with this garbage. So I would rather us come together for the common goal of finding my kid. That's what he's saying. And I think that it's very clear. And I wasn't originally going to play the videos, but maybe I should on this again, play them back to back, the two that he did, because that's what is going on. And I think that either people are just looking for a reason to hate on this guy, which fine. If you don't like Seth Rogers, don't like Seth Rogers. I don't care. He doesn't care. Nobody cares. But if you're going to talk about this case, talk about Sebastian. If that means you're going to talk shit about Seth Rogers, but you're going to talk about Sebastian, I guarantee you he's for that. Same thing with the Proudfoots. Look, I have my biases here. I'm no fan of the Proudfoots. I've made that very clear. But if Seth can see past everything that's gone on up to now to try to work together to find Sebastian and just not have to now expend time and energy and effort in fighting these people, then I'm all for that. And I will help him, convey that message out there. But that's all that it's about. He appreciates every single person. And you don't take my word. I'm going to show it to you. He appreciates every single person that has been out there to search, who has been out there to donate their time, putting out flyers, donating money, donating goods, anything to help get his son out there. Even if it's just you making a post on social.
My guess is that he is just, I agree with what that past school guy says. The one I had on before this Justin on TikTok. Anyways, I would say he's just desperate to find his son and doesn't care what he has to do. And if that includes like being cool with the Proudfoots until he finds his son, then that's probably what he's going to do. What is
phone call on his own. So now that there's a third party involved, that she will not answer one thing to Chris has to get the information one way or another. Pretty soon, Seth will be having dinner with them. Because that's what Chris is uneasy about. Shut your mouth. Don't tell her anything. Let the authorities do
So
whatever he has control of. This
where are those pictures? Where is JS for Justice? Where is she getting those pictures of him in a Harley Davidson?
Are you interested in
store?
wholesaling or flipping abandoned homes but don't have time to drive for dollars? With Thatch Leads, you can build an abandoned
We could throw a couple.
Right here. Your son is missing. Sebastian Rogers, what the fuck? Let me at her.
Of dollars.
What the hell?
Towards the reward for this kid.
I wondered that as well. I said that last night. I was like, why isn't any of that money going towards the reward to get?
Was she actually on the bike there?
You know, if someone knows something.
I
Because
mean,
I don't think anybody knows anything. Because nobody knows anything. The only person that's going to be able to collect the damn reward is Katie.
Well, Katie too. And let's go to this dispute on, does she have an insurance policy? Because them screaming Seth has one, he does. And he has a Gerber life insurance policy
Yes.
that's usually taken out at birth. Okay?
Yes.
At birth. And the most they usually pay out.
Who is that right there on the left?
I've never.
It's
I've
10
never
grand.
Heard of, yeah, I've never heard of one over $10,000. And I'm not necessarily sure that they are a missing person.
Mm-hmm.
That might be just like their stipulations, you know, with some don't pay out with suicide, this, that. I don't know if that Gerber pays out on them.
I wouldn't be too concerned about a Gerber grow-up plan. I mean, those are basically...
But concentrated on making sure everyone knows Seth has one. Well, does Katie and Chris?
Well, I think it's... Okay, I'm going to say something about Seth having one. I think it's bizarre because he was homeless for a while. How was he able to continue paying the premium on a Gerber grow-up plan when he didn't even have a place to live?
Well, it depends. How long do you pay for those till they so-called mature and you don't pay into
You know, I don't know. My parents got them for my kids. And then when they turned 18, they cashed in them for something. I think it was a couple grand. But
and my husband had one, but I don't know how long.
It just seems odd to me that, I don't know. But you get those little flyers when you bring your baby home and you sign up for shit and mail you shit. So, yeah.
Right. All of a sudden, you get some the ass and you got Pampers and you got Gerber and you, right.
Yeah.
Right. You get that whole little packet when you come home.
Yeah.
No, I don't find that. I don't even think that.
Why said I still have my Gerber plan. I'm 64. I pay $11 yearly. If you paid into this Gerber ones all these years, it's not expensive. Going out to buy a Harley when your son's missing. Yeah, I don't. And I guess it was during the vigil too. Like, instead of being at the vigil, they're in a Harley shop.
To doing, and look, I agree with you, but it's a whole lot easier to temporarily bury the hatchet than continue to have fight after fight after fight with these people. And look, people are asking, well, it's not a really good show of faith for Chris to show up there, have this argument with him or this discussion with him, because it did start out as a heated argument.
Oh, are you really electronic medium? I don't know. I haven't seen anything by Seth really that concerns me, but I've had my own stuff going on, like pretty much from the beginning of Sebastian's case. That's when I was in Tennessee actually during when he went missing the back at the end of February. And man, did those alerts go off like constantly. Working with Listen to Peter Hyatt with Seth. Yeah, we were listening to that a little bit ago, Rhonda. What is it that concerns you about Seth, electronic medium? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm trying to remember what Peter Hyatt, like before you talked to Seth, he had some concerns with some things that Seth had said or did. Oh, it's cool. You're good, Rhonda. My 3 spirit box sessions and him falling asleep during. He fell asleep during the lie detector test. Maybe he got Faith a larger mattress. She's older now. Just a thought. Was it an adjustable bed or something? Let's see here.
He brought up, it is just ridiculous to me, because what bearing does that Gerber policy have on this? Now, the GoFundMe, yeah, I think a spotlight should be on that, because what he's accumulated in that isn't that much less than what that guy makes in a year. Now, since Easter, he's become pretty lax on his searches.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they say he's a little bit of a drinker himself. So, I mean, I think all in our lifetime, we've all had an instance, or most of us, where we've been on some type of opioid. I get that. But I've heard him where he's slurring, can't keep a thought in his head or whatnot. So now, is he becoming the couch potato that's using the excuse he has his meds, and he's sitting at home taking his meds and drinking, and that's why he hired the PI?
I don't know. But
I mean,
I have a question that came through a super chat for you, Miss Robin. Okay. She look at her. She's like, I'm ready for it. Give it to me.
Okay.
All right. So it's from Nosy as Fuck. Thank you so much, Nosy. I love your name. What does Robin think about Chris telling Seth the public would stop searching for Sebastian after the public finds out about the SA? Remember, he's kind of that was a little bit of blackmail, right? That was us.
That's exactly what I think. I think that's just him strong-arming him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a type of blackmail that Chris is okay throwing out there, because that's been out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a secret. Why Seth would fall for that, I don't know. Because, I mean, for me, that's public knowledge. You're not telling me something I don't know. Do I need the gritty details of it? No, I don't. I can wrap my head around what possibly could have happened. So that...
I mean, I don't think that... Okay, I'll tell you this. When I was... 2 months is not enough time for him to be ready to go back to work. I don't feel like. When he doesn't know where his son is, it's going to seem like yesterday. Like, literally. It's going to seem like it just happened this morning. I mean, I remember when Jim passed, it was like a year before I started to feel normal. And that wasn't even a child. So I don't think that people should be hard on him about getting back to work and stuff like that and being lazy. I think that's ridiculous. He needs time to 2 months is not enough time. I'm telling you, it takes like, he doesn't even know where his child is. Like, he's not released. I think he works with it. Well, electronic medium, he got a, how much did he get through that, GoFundMe? He did get quite a bit through it. Like she said, he got enough through a GoFundMe, I think, to basically a year of income, which I don't. It's still up 16K. It's at 24K. Yeah, I just can't imagine losing a child and 2 months later. I just don't know. I just can't imagine being able to go back to work. That I know it might seem like a decent amount of time for some. I understand people don't have, some don't have a choice. I think his sister did set it up. Plus a lot of his big and small channels. Yeah, no way. Something like that happened to my child. Oh my gosh.
Again, I just think it's a form of control. And like I said, I think the noose is getting a little tight. Mr. Chris is getting a little sloppy, and now he's running around half-cocked. And he's making threats that I don't necessarily think it means anything to anybody. All right, well, you know what? We'll deal with that after we find this kid. I don't think it's in the top 10, let alone the top 3 of anything relevant to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just think that his form of his sadistic behavior of controlling people and thinking he's getting them where it hurts. And to Seth, I'd poke him in his eyes and laugh at him and tell him to get his clown ass out of here.
Okay, well, listen, Justice Jane kind of agrees with you here. She says, my God, they are suspects in a 15-year-old missing son case. They don't deserve donations. Sebastian should have that money in his reward fund, not in their pockets, in my opinion. What do you think of Justice Jane?
I
agree.
absolutely agree with her. And anything that's left, I think should be put in a trust for a college fund or anything that happens after he's 18 and he can rightfully have that money.
Yeah. It gets dirty when you start these GoFundMes every single time.
Well, you know what? It starts to get dirty because
Welcome to Shippo, an easy-to-use, all-in-one shipping platform for modern e-commerce. Whether you are a small...
I can't tell you how to feel. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. Okay? Have your opinions of these people, whether it's Chris and Katie, whether it's Seth, hell, if it's about me, I don't care. Just keep the focus on Sebastian. That's all I'm going to say. That's what we need to do. So that's what I got. That's what I got. I'll look at the chat for any questions. Somebody asked if they would give to a community reward. Thoughts on that? I think that's a great idea. Let me make a note of that on my book. And I will talk to some powers that be. Sorry, I know, just look away from the mic. Somebody said they're disgusted by the people asking for their money back. Don't donate them. I agree. Your money's gone to searching. Seth isn't embezzling money. He wouldn't have time to embezzle money. What's he going to do? He spends it searching. He sends it to cover probably, he hasn't worked in 2 months to pay for, he's got 2 PIs on this case. Was it Seth's or CP's idea to come together? I don't know. That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't know. What I know is that before I arrived yesterday, Chris was already there. His motorcycle was there. I might have the picture. I could probably show it up. I'll show you all the picture. I talk about it. Okay. There they are. My understanding is before I got there, it was pretty heated. It calmed down. I couldn't hear what they were saying. At the same time, I wasn't eavesdropping because it's none of my business. It's up to them, Seth or Chris or whoever's involved in that conversation. If they want to disclose what that conversation was into whatever level of detail, that's up to them. Seth is trying to make his life a little bit easier.
Well, they should have been doing this from the beginning.
Anyways, somebody made a comment. Let me put this one real quick. Go to the super
What?
chat. It scrolls quickly, guys, so those are a good way. So you ask us
Mountain
to
Road,
set aside
they
the fact.
decided not to continue to
We
search
already did that
because
one.
they felt
Sorry.
it was a crime with Chris and Katie.
I don't see where it went. There it is.
Where did
Look
they
what
see
happened
that?
in Tennessee with Riley walking right past and speaking to a cop on body cam. Yeah, and we know that Riley probably wasn't in a good way. I'm not even more so with that. It's more so to me with Riley, and that's a different discussion as to the lack of searching. And again, that's a different discussion. I did something with Chris Dingman the other night. Y'all can go watch that. But it gave a lot of very interesting information on Riley, and I'm happy to have that discussion again. But right now, this is about Sebastian, but I agree with that. If you're a parent, just put yourself in his shoes. He doesn't want to work with Chris Proudfoot. He just wants to find his kid. He's being the bigger person, in my opinion.
Let me look.
Thank you guys for the
Let me
super
look up
chat.
Jennifer,
Thank you, servant of God. There's a pic of Sebastian holding a backpack. Do you know whose house that is? He's wearing shoes in it. I've not seen that yet. Let me look into it, and the next time I do a video, I'll have an answer for you.
Jennifer.
I've been kind of playing damage control today with everything, and then working on a couple of videos for this week. that are coming up. I just want to see every bit of focus go on Sebastian. That's all. That's all. If they're working together, why was KP not there by Seth's side? Again, I'm not going to talk about it, but I will answer these questions. I can't answer that, and I can't give an excuse for him. Could he have stayed and had whatever he had to do? Could it have waited an hour? Maybe. If it's true that they were out motorcycle shopping while this was going on, then you guys know my opinion on that, and you can formulate your own. But that's not for me to be pissed off about. That's for Seth at this point. But like I said, supposedly if there's another vigil, which they're supposed to be in 2 weeks, Chris and Katie are going to show. Oh, I want to show this one. First of all, thank you again for it. Christy, yeah. Again, this was before I got there. My understanding is that it was a little bit heated and then it calmed down.
Well, I was trying to look on the Twitter, Crimes Have Consequences. I can't find it.
But again, it's about Sebastian. That's what the focus is on. Oh, Seth in here?
Both of them.
Hold on, I'm going to wait for the answer to that. Seth, do you want to just come on? I sent you the link.
What's his screen name?
See if he wants to come on. If Seth wants to come on, he can. I'll keep talking while we wait. See if he wants to. Anyways, we'll keep talking while I see what he wants to do. I texted you the link if you want to come on.
I haven't seen. I don't see him in there,
but nobody's telling you guys to not have your opinions. But like I said, if you have kids, if you are a parent,
what's my opinion of this
put
case?
yourself in the shoes that Seth is in. Put yourself in the shoes that you're.
There's something. I agree with Peter Hyatt. There's something with that 3-hour phone call. There's something that happened. Gosh. It does look like there was some kind of conflict. I've drawn cards on it. I don't know if he was made to leave or for what reason he left. Like if he was, I don't know, but I feel like it's so hard with this one. I'm not sure what I think is going on. The deception detective gave you lots of kudos. Oh, awesome. He has before, yeah. I don't believe that Seth is involved, but sorry. That would be crazy to find out that Seth was involved, but that would be insane. Yeah, I've done some readings and I feel like there's some kind of conflict. The mother definitely knows something. And world law enforcement isn't looking at the profits up there, but I agree there's a reason he stayed for. I don't think Seth is involved. I don't. No, I don't think so. Oops. I was gonna keep this playing. I didn't mean
You're
to
not
do that.
sleeping. You're in physicers. You know, if the answers were Simone, we'll talk about this. I'll play them one more time. I can do that.
I don't know. I don't see Seth in the.
Oh, thank you, Becky. All right, let me put them up. I'm going to share this one for. I don't know which one y'all are considering the first one. The first one that I played was this one. Okay. And again, before I play it, there should have been sound on the first one. Okay, well, before I play it, just a reminder, when you listen to this, listen to the entire context, okay? And then we'll talk about it. I'll do it one more time.
Me and Chris are putting our differences aside. It's not about our
Can't hear him. Well, I don't care if people support either or not. This is a. Lost her temp. Yeah, that's kind of what I. She supposedly is a, and I have the. By the way, guys, it's his stream that is muted, not on my end. But I kind of feel like it was something like that too. But it's hard for me to. I keep going back. Was it something planned or was it heat of the moment? It had to have been heat of the moment. I don't know.
I was asked tonight to stream the Vigil for Sebastian, what their discussion.
putting our differences aside.
And I'm going to show you.
Me and Chris are putting our differences aside. It's not about our egos. It's about finding Sebastian. Me, Chris, and Katie will begin working together. And if everybody else could just fuck off and put your egos aside, help us find our son. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is the goal of this shit. If you can't get on that, get the fuck off.
So obviously Seth has his own way of putting it. Then there's something going on. I recorded that for those of y'all asking. And I think that if you did hear it, or you can go on TikTok and watch it, all he's saying is that they have agreed to call a ceasefire, put their differences aside, and go find your kid. Find our kid. And he's saying basically because of this, because there's a lot of discussions that we had about this prior.
I don't know. I don't see the big deal with it. I would be very desperate too if my child was missing. I would do pretty much anything. So I've never heard any of Sebastian's talk about this. Have you? Sebastian's. Oh, any teachers? No, I don't know if they would be able to, Rhiannon. They'd probably lose their job if they did. It's a open investigation, and yeah, Kathy, they do run a little small. Will there be... Seth isn't giving out info for a reason. Read between the lines. Everything is not always as it seems. Hey, Lucy Cat. I don't know. It's weird though. It's weird. If something happened and she lost her anger, wouldn't she have some kind of remorse? You know what I mean? Like, if she was scared of getting in trouble and she covered it up, she would still be like upset. Hey, Karen. He told Pack this morning, we all mess up and do bad things, etc. Everyone deserves another chance. Because of FERPA. Weren't they? I know crimes have consequences. You can't ever... I don't see anything weird about it at all. I think it's weird if they don't want to. Because, yeah, I would think it's weird if, like, what they were doing, like Katie and Chris were doing, they're not, they just don't seem interested in finding their son. Seth is just doing whatever he thinks he needs to do to find Sebastian. I wonder if she lost it when she heard the thud, because FERPA is like HIPAA for teachers. Yeah, it probably has to do with like some kind of code of ethics. I mean, you agree when you work for a place, you agree, to their ethical code and plus the laws that govern. And a lot of places have rules with social media and stuff. Like a lot of companies, you represent even if you're not currently on the clock or currently on the job, you still represent, especially as a teacher, yeah, even though they don't get paid enough to deal with everything they deal with. Right? Rihanna, it probably never even happened. Exactly. It probably. And that's why she said she didn't go check, because if she said she went and checked, then they'd be like, okay, well, what was it then? But no, she wanted to, I agree. She wanted to add that in there in case something happened. you know, so she could say, oh, well, maybe something happened and I didn't go check. And it's really strange that she said she heard a thud, you know, and didn't go check. That's just strange. And not having cameras, is there anybody around them or knows differently about them having cameras before that date? We cannot show or give any offenses that does violate HIPAA laws. He had said repeatedly that he doesn't know why Sebastian didn't tell him about the belt. Oh, that is so sad. Over $100,000 a year. What? My stepmom didn't even make that, and she was freaking. She taught her whole life. I really doubt that she even made. I bet she made probably 60,000 at most, 60, 65 at most. At most, and that's like pushing it. And she was, I mean, worked at the same high school her whole career. And she just retired like within the last year or two. Maybe they make that out in California. HDC says, I'm moving. It was never, I always wanted to be a teacher though. It was never a money thing for me. It was just always something I wanted to be a math teacher. High school math teacher. Was on the first floor by the front door while Kay's was on upstairs. Strange perspective. That is weird. You have a master's and I'm at 50K in Georgia. Yeah, and my stepmom had a master's too, and yeah, I mean, and she coached and she taught a couple Spanish and she taught history. I don't know how. And she worked there, gosh, for 40 years or something at Westfield High School in Indiana. I bet, gosh, teachers can't even freaking. I don't know how some people are able to pay their bills on the amount that they make and have a family, you know, or be a single. It's different when you have two incomes. Yep. I don't know if I could ICU because of, I mean, I don't have a felony, but and it's been, I don't know how long they look back into your, I would think that they look back into your criminal record pretty far when it comes to being a teacher. I have a possession of marijuana in 2011 and then a DUI 2007. Well, you could probably do that on 50,000 HDC, but gosh, they start out at like 30,000 or even less, right? Hey, Justin. But you guys are right. In order to make decent money teaching, you have to have a master's, and it's still not even that good of money. I can be a nurse, but not a team mom. Was that like a head nurse? I think I started at 35K, and that was struggle. Hey, Rachel. So, what else has been going on these streets? Is he still?
Bye, guys.
Oh, he ended. What's she talking about now?
There's truth in the lies, right?
We don't want to
then
do all
like
that.
her saying 9 o'clock and then the 10 o'clock thud.
What?
I think that there's some truth in
Mr.
in
Chris
that. I think
wears
that
48
it was a
plus
thud.
30.
The question is from what? Now let me ask you this. I want to go back to the mattress in the garage with you, Robin, for a minute. So
Okay.
let's go back to the garage. We have a mattress. Let's say hypothetically that Sebastian would have to, if he didn't calm down, she'd just lock him in the in the garage and put a mattress out there so that he could just crash when he got done with his fit. And there's nothing he
I'm
can.
with you on that.
Yeah, like there's nothing he can really break. Yeah, it's nothing he can really break. You don't have to worry about him punching drywall, in his room, things like that. So you lock him in the garage, and there's a mattress so he can crash out when he comes down from his episode. I know this is a sick thought, but I thought of when Nancy Grace asked, why was there a mattress in the garage? And then she asked Katie Proudfoot, where was your car parked? And I thought of that car being started and Sebastian being in the garage.
I agree with you.
With the doors closed. And then Katie hearing a thump.
And it wasn't in the bedroom.
Right.
No, I agree with you.
I don't know.
That
I
is
mean,
what's she
absolutely a
doing
possibility. But not only that, said mattress. Now, don't forget.
What's she getting at?
They have the 2-car garage and they have the 1-car garage. Now, was that 1-car garage?
Is she getting at carbon monoxide? Is she getting at him being
separated by
ran
a wall,
over?
or did all
what
three
is she getting at?
spaces go together? Because if it was separated by a wall, was that his little torture chamber? And that's why he didn't have the codes to the garage and only the front door?
Right. And then she says, I don't know why he went out that door.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how he got out that door.
Okay. And not only that, if he was in that 3rd-car garage, I would assume that the 2-car garage would be the one that would have the door to the entrance to the home. I can't imagine that 3rd car would. So if there's a wall up, you're just talking a basic garage with 4 doors. Where more convenient would it be to throw a...
See, I kind of feel like maybe, or whatever happened to him, I keep going back and forth in my head, like, well, it had to have been something that it had to have been not planned, because otherwise they would have just had him go to his dad's, right? But then you think, well, what about the money thing? Is there a money motive? Like not wanting to pay child support or something. So I don't know. I go back and forth. Was this something? Either there was somebody who snapped. Sorry, I was reading your... Anyways, either somebody snapped and hurt him, or it was planned. And I just can't figure out which one. Kind of feeling like the snap thing is probably more likely in this scenario. Oh, gosh. Going back at the same situation as with Summer Wells. Who? I'm reading. What do you? Oh, okay, Purple Sky. Nobody listens to Crystal anyways. Crystal Crime Time. Like, you can't take her serious. Sorry, I messed it up somehow. Dang it.
Mattress in there.
Yeah.
And throw that kid in there when he's having his fits.
Yes.
Or that's
Listen,
where he was sleeping.
Tim and Tracy Ferreter locked their son in a room they built in the garage because they couldn't control him.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so that's
this
kind
is-
of like, I'm like, oh my God, is this a whole nother scenario? You know?
No, and that's just it. And, you know, when the time was happening or whatever, do we know that a mattress hasn't been disposed of?
Right. Where is it?
Because, I mean, when you're there with a missing kid, blah, 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 if somebody questioned that mattress, oh, we just got that or whatever, I don't think that law enforcement would be fixated on a mattress in a garage, you know what I mean? And in the beginning, just bypass that, and maybe when they saw...
Using a video of me talking to Fred and saying it was your fault is a bad video. Yeah, well, I would just take a phone and record our conversation, so probably wasn't the best of quality, but it worked at the time. They had the rod run this weekend. Everyone had... Why? What's wrong with her voice?
Other cars of law enforcement being on the driveway after the fact of them going into the home or whatever the hell they did in that house, because nobody will talk about that. I mean, they could have brought a mattress to a landfill. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't think law enforcement is watching Ring doorbells.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week since this has happened. And he's got a pickup. So to back up that pickup in the garage and throw that mattress in and drive away and bring it to a landfill, nobody would be the wiser.
Right.
So there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that are unanswered. And that's what I'm saying. I really think we need to start going down the avenues of
Can we talk about something else too, real quick? How about the fact that they scanned the walls to make sure he wasn't in the walls?
Well, I mean,
it's a brand new house.
Okay, but this is my whole thing with that. And, I don't know if there's something new that's what law enforcement does or whatever, but in scanning the walls, and that happened a while ago. In the beginning. Right?
Yeah.
Within the first 2 weeks it happened.
Oh, I think it happened. Yeah, I think it happened pretty early on.
Yeah, maybe even the first week, but I know it was way early on. So again, I always say actions speak louder than words. So if you're treating this as a runaway, why the fuck would you be scanning walls?
That's what I'm saying. And searching landfills. LE has got to know more than we do. What the hell? Checking walls in landfills and ponds and draining ponds, y'all.
Well, the only thing that I can remotely even go with the landfill is when Chris put out there something about Sebastian with him wanting people or kids, friends, whatever, to put him in a garbage can. That's the only thing I can think of is something on that path was said or brought up that early on that they would go ahead and search a landfill. But again, even if he was hiding in the garbage can, unless he was unconscious or, God forbid, already dead at that point, would he not, spring up? They're the garbage men. It's not Mr. Chris. It's not his mom. He would have had to herd the garbage truck. So,
let me see what you guys are saying. I saw that picture. It looked like Chris had Seth backed up at the truck. He could have been anywhere. Yeah, she just assumed that he was wearing that black outfit because that's the outfit that's missing, I guess. I wouldn't be able to tell you what freaking outfit of my daughter's is missing. Like, ever. Would you guys? I might be able to remember what she had on earlier in the day and see if it's still there. But as far as looking through my daughter's closet and then saying, oh, well, she must have this on. Hey, Snow. Sleeping in boxers, or I don't know. I've only had a daughter, but it does seem like a lot of guys like to sleep naked. I don't know, though. He has too much. Yeah, I don't know. I would not even begin to be able to tell what she was wearing by looking at her closet. Well, even at that age, though, you would know what your child wore to bed because you put him to bed and you check. I think I'm just going to assume, Grace, that Seth is just desperate. I really agree with Pascal. I think if that's how you say his name, is that how you say it, Pascal? Where he said that Seth is just desperate and wants his son found and doesn't care how it happens, just as long as he's found. His room was a mess. How is that possible when someone made him clean his room and take his stuff out to the trash? Seth said his room was a mess. How is married life treating me? It's good. I mean, I wish he was here with me, but should have been so whatever. Seth knew the essay was. My 60-year-old has a teacher that tells him after teaching all day she has to go home, roll a blunt, and chill. I don't think they check them out very much anymore. She's probably just BSing, but I would think as a teacher, do you have to take drug screens like regularly, or how's that work?
So again, I think the whole business with the landfill and everything was, again, to deter people from the truth. And I think he's got them on a wild goose chase right now.
Mm-hmm.
And everything he says, I would think the opposite of.
Yes, me too. Like how she said, I told him to go to bed, and he did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He didn't. And she also said on a podcast, I don't remember which one it was, but when she was asked about the garbage, she said that it was the damn Live PD. Wasn't it Live PD she was on? Y'all were all like, Live PD, was she on there? She did an interview, a real quick one on Live PD Friday. And she said that when he took the garbage out, she described him as going out, putting the bag in the can, and coming back in. She didn't make it sound like he took it to the road. It was weird. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, play it, because I
did you see that? Uh-huh.
I did see it. But that's just it. Was garbage picked up on Monday?
Right. I don't know. That's a really good question.
I'm a bus driver.
Well, I'm trying to remember some of the still pictures
we drove by
that they showed of that morning.
Yeah.
When law enforcement was up and down the street and whatnot.
Yeah.
I didn't look, and I can't say for sure, but I don't know that I noticed garbage cans at the curb. Not everybody could have been home to bring their cans up.
Right.
This is JS for Justice.
So I don't know. I mean, do we know that garbage was picked up on Monday? Because it is very odd to say he put the bag in the can.
I feel bad. Jay used to hang out in my chat, and I used to be one of her favorite channels, until and she used to tell everybody I was one of her new favorite channels. And I was so honored because she was one of who I first started watching on YouTube, really, was her and Critical K. But she had said something bad about Fred, and ever since then, she hasn't been around because I went off on her. I don't remember what it was. It was about the jail interview. In a legal state, you don't really think anything about it. You just go to the place and get it. He didn't clean his room right, so I made him put his stuff in a bag and take it to the can.
That's what she said. I'm trying to find it right now.
But then Seth said he saw the can go to the curb, but he couldn't say for sure if it was Sebastian.
Correct.
So you have
it's on patrol. I'm sorry, not live PD. It was on patrol. On patrol live, which is owned by Law and Crime. Same. Okay. I got confused. I thought it was freaking whatever, but I've got the interview here. Now, hold on. Let me get it on screen. And Robin, if you want to stay on, I don't know if you want to stay on the line or if you want to drop off and listen. If you want to stay on the line, you're more than welcome. Just mute so you can play it on your YouTube. Because you're not going to be able you're not going to be able to hear it through me. So you're going to have to play it yourself on your end. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, here we go, guys. This is about 2.5 minutes long. Let's listen to Katie Proudfoot. This is on April the 13th, 2024.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Hold on. This is a horrible copy. Someone recorded it on their damn phone. Where is it? No one has it? Y'all. All right, I might just have to turn it up really loud. Hold on.
We're praying every day that we're going to find Sebastian.
What's the latest on the search?
So law enforcement is exploring any and all possibilities. They're communicating daily with us about updates and the statuses. We have faith that all the law enforcement agencies involved are doing everything that they can, and we're going to find Sebastian and bring him home.
You know, the most important thing right now is to get the word out about Sebastian. What would you like our viewers to know about your son?
Sebastian, he is high functioning autistic. He loves animals. He loves video games. He loves fishing. 3, 2. I'm so hungry. He's typically a very sweet boy. He can be quite temperamental though if he's overstimulated or if he's stressed out. He has a unique run. He runs like the Naruto anime character. When he's excited, he likes to dab, and he loves music. He loves to dance.
That's all very helpful information. Now, if Sebastian's out there watching, what would you like to say to your son?
I would say, Bubba, we love you. We all love you so much. Wherever you are, just know that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep searching. We're going to find you. We're going to bring you home. And if you ever get an opportunity, find a phone, find a safe adult, call 911. But I'd also like to ask our community to please keep searching your properties. Keep sharing his flyer.
Looking at her
if you know
checklist.
something or you see something, please say something. Call the law enforcement immediately.
The law enforcement.
We'll do everything we can to help find him.
Thank you.
Let's take a good look at Sebastian.
Okay, I had
He's
the
15
wrong.
years old,
I had the
5'5".
wrong
What would
interview. That wasn't the one where she says it. I had the wrong one. Dang it! I'm sorry, guys. But while we're doing that, let's listen to Seth today. Robin, if you want to stay muted, let's listen to Seth here on the Pascal show and see what Seth had to say after the I hate you, F you yesterday. Okay.
Who said I hate you?
Fuck you. Now, is it true that there was an exchange of heated words between you and Chris Proudfoot when he showed up? Is that true?
No, he just came up and spoke. He had actually showed up earlier before before everybody showed up for the vigil. He showed up. He swung by. I had one of my truck pops, putting some windshield wiper fluid in there, and he swung by to see if I was having vehicle problems.
Mm-hmm. So he came over,
and then he came by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he.
So he came. So he said that he had his hood up because he was putting window wiper fluid in, and Chris stopped to see if he needed help.
Came by afterwards, right before the vigil started, to have a conversation with me.
Right.
And, wanted to put stuff aside and work together to find Sebastian. And I told him that's all I want is to find Sebastian.
So he's the one who said, hey, we should align up. We should join forces and try to find Sebastian. Correct?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it was
Bet.
Chris's idea.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. That's great news. That is great, great, great news.
That's fine with me. Let's do it.
I see. I see. So then, okay. So then let's talk about this video, okay? Because it's blew up. It is blown up the internet overnight.
Hey, Tanya.
Okay? I woke up this morning to DMs, et cetera, with this, reacting to this video. Can you explain to me?
Green eyes. Oh my God.
What happened? What was going on with this video?
Well, first of all, I don't have social media.
Right.
And so, about the only thing I hear is what other people will be telling me.
Mm-hmm.
And besides all the spam stuff that's been coming in with people saying that they have my sons, which that takes a real particular discussion.
All the spam? I thought there was just one guy.
Piece of garbage to do that.
Right.
Just kind of gets on my nerves.
Pascal's face.
And people think it's a joke. Sit there and say that they have my kids.
Okay. Yeah, the fake kidnapper and
He kind of
all
gives it to him straight in
all the
this.
fake scamming that's been going on revolving around your son. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's just despicable.
I see.
In my opinion.
What's in the background?
I get it. I get it. And I get why you would say something like that, because it wasn't directed towards the people who are out here supporting. Go ahead.
I appreciate everybody that is supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who has donated to the Cash App, to the GoFundMe, their time, their effort to go out and pass out flyers in whatever town they're in, whatever state they're in, people that have traveled from other states to here to help pass out flyers. 100%. I appreciate you all 100%. All right. But these people that just don't understand that I want to find my son, and why people are sitting there trying to go, oh, we're Team Seth. Oh, we're Team Chris and Katie. Did you hear Sebastian in Team Seth or Team Chris and Katie?
Nope.
Right.
There is no.
No, there isn't.
There's
You're
no
right.
Sebastian in Team Seth or Team Chris and Katie.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. We have a 15-year-old child that's missing.
Yeah, absolutely.
My son is missing. Katie's son is missing.
Absolutely. Now,
all right.
But there has been a lot of groundwork over the past 50 some odd days that has been splitting the room for a little while. So what do you say about that? Because yes, you guys are joining forces, but a little bit ago, it was a different tune. You see what I'm saying? So I can understand where people are feeling a little bit like, whoa, what happened here? You see what I'm saying? So what do you have to say about that?
Some people may be feeling whoa, like whoa.
Right.
Like whoa.
There's a song.
I hit the button like whoa.
I can't remember the song, but I know there's a song.
Wow.
My hip hop days are coming back.
Yeah.
His hip hop days.
It's like whoa. Yeah, I got you.
It's like whoa. Yeah.
Yep.
There it is. let he who has never sinned throw the first rock.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I know I'm a sinner. I'm here. I have sinned.
He admits that he's done shit wrong.
I will say though,
Chris
too.
was big enough man to come and ask me. You know, I'm big enough man to sit there and say, if you're going to help, come help.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
Okay.
How many challenges will God give me before He gives me my son?
Hopefully not many, but you also got to remember that he's here. I mean, God is present. He is there for you.
He is.
And maybe, like
but he's also watching to see how I react. He's
True.
watching to see if
Okay. I mean, that's I don't want to hear him talk about God and shit. Robin, you can unmute and let me know what you think of that. I will find that, you guys, that video where she says that about the bag. I just have to find which one it was. There's so many.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
looked
many.
that up, Rhonda.
I think he's backtracking, is what Seth is doing.
Uh-huh.
I think he's backtracking. I think he's trying to appease. He's trying to keep the money coming in and keep Sebastian in the limelight. Because, I mean, if it wasn't for social media and whatnot, a lot of this would have died off. But on the other hand, he's trying to appease Chris. Because whatever he's done, bad in his past, blah, 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 whatever it is, Chris has something on him. So he's trying to appease both sides. But that's going to get us nowhere because, again, it's just another tactic to take the light off of the matter at hand.
Do you guys think that? I see a lot of people saying that that Chris Proudfoot has something on Seth. Do you guys think that? For any new influence case, in my opinion, is obviously be praying a lot and trying to. I think so too. I think that he's just desperate, but I don't know. Do they have something on Seth? And if they did, I don't know if he would really care. Like, I mean, if my child was missing, I wouldn't care what the hell you put out about me from my past. I mean, what could they have? I mean, if he's not involved, and I mean, how bad is it though? I mean, what is this? I don't know. I wonder what they think they
and
could.
that is finding Sebastian. So now all we're doing is Chris is just installing all these other deterrents because we're not talking about the search anymore.
But wouldn't it be easier just to come out and say, you know what, this is what I've done?
To me and you, yeah, but apparently to them, no. So again, what would be the reason? That I don't know, but they always say, follow the money. And now that the money seems to be the biggest factor in this whole thing now. Yeah. All of a sudden, it's not Sebastian anymore. It's not the mattress. It's not the garbage. It's not the flashlight. It's not the window with the rose bushes. Now it's the money. So again, we really need to find out who's the friend with the cash app. Where is that money going towards? The GoFundMe.
Yeah, I think that he needs some accountability. If he wants the public's help, he has to have some accountability. And maybe now he's got these professionals, and I say that in very loose terms because I know, air quotes, because I don't know. I know this girl had a show on Discovery, but that doesn't mean she's a good PI.
No, it doesn't.
So,
and again, it's
all about the flashiness. Like, what the fuck? Why is now a PI that had a show on Discovery involved? Why isn't it just some local PI? You know what I mean? Like, why is everything so fantastical? I don't even know if that's a fucking word, but it's like we've got a lawyer on the truck. We've got a Discovery show PI who's got a TikTok and does weird TikTok videos. That's just and posts and replies to everybody. She even chewed me on Facebook. And I'm not going to bash her. I don't know what she's doing or what she's not doing, but she's spending an awful lot of time on Facebook and telling people and defending herself. So
let's go way, way, way back. Okay.
All right.
And remember Casey Anthony?
Yep.
Okay. Who the fuck was Jose Baez?
Mm-hmm.
Some rinky-dink little motherfucker that picked up the case
and figured he could get her off.
And became worldwide known, set him up for life in his practice. And is that the motive for this PI?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
To go ahead and now become known and to get more business and to set up her practice. Like I said, I'm not even sure he's paying her. This could be a whole pro bono.
It could be. I mean, she did get shit for this. And she said, I just renewed my license a month ago. She, what else did she say about it? Like, I don't even know how the contact was made. You know, if they reached out.
She was a nobody and she's looking to become somebody.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Because,
you know, so
there's nothing private. I'm sorry, Robin. I didn't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
Well, all of these people that want to insert themselves now are, you know, you have to question that. Why? It's, you know, it's not like we're a week into this. We're almost 2 months into this. Why all of a sudden now do you want to insert yourself? Like I said, I don't know how long his truck has been wrapped, but if it's recent.
That's what I kind of have to ask about people like 2 years later. Like, I'm sorry, I know, but Ryan finds truth. Like, I don't know, where did he come from? This is just as bad saying snacks. Like, my goodness, they put the infamous on that shit. I'm 2 hours and a wedding behind, but congratulations again, Fred. Wish you and your families a lifetime of happiness, love, and memories. Oh, thank you. Second to no one. It does seem like he's looking at, Peter Hyatt is looking at both the mother, well, mainly the mother, I guess, because he says that Chris was supposedly at work. They had an RSO on a search tag. Are you serious, Lori? Who was he having his cards read by?
Since all of this has come about, why? Again, nobody's looking to become somebody. And that's the whole thing. You know, we're trying to figure out the motive behind Sebastian, let alone motive behind all of a sudden people coming out of the woodwork. And when there's a smell of money, you're going to have everybody and their mother around looking for their piece of the pie. And now it's getting out of control. And half of that I blame on law enforcement, because they could wrangle some of this in if they would say something about this. And that's why I keep saying, for this to become such a circus and law enforcement not reining some of this in when they can, I question who that initial phone call was to and who is in over their head. I'm telling you, I live in a suburb of Memphis, okay? There has not been one thing on the news about this kid here. Not one thing. Not one thing.
Wow.
Okay? Not one thing. I watch Fox News locally every morning. They are the only local news that is on they are on from 4:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning.
And they're not talking about it?
Nothing. Nothing. Even remember when they were going to have that demonstration outside of the campground in South Haven?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Who is this Illuminati?
Sober. Let's see what happens. But nah, you're not going to come out here and even address this polygraph. You ain't been on the YouTube streets, rascal, and I don't know how long. And you don't even address. More than that, none of these people talking even think to say, yo, so what about that poly, bruh? What about the poly? I'm going to talk like Helen. Did you pass your polygraph?
Like I said it right before you called, that this could well be the miracle that you've been maybe looking for and hoping for. Maybe this alliance will get us closer to finding Sebastian for sure. That's without a shadow of a doubt. You see what I'm saying? So I'm really hoping.
That's what I am hoping for.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Are you okay? Guess what? I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand. Sorry.
And then by working together, we could find Sebastian. You know, there was 2 people in that house. Sebastian and Katie.
Yep.
Only those 2.
Hear that? Hear that? I'm going to say it again. 2 people in the house. Sebastian and Katie. He don't mention Chris. Pretty sure the TBI has already told him, yeah, we know Chris was in Mississippi, Memphis, whatever.
2 people was there.
Hey. Hold on, y'all. The panel is so you can speak, bruh. You just sit there like a fucking bump on a log.
Yourself. It's like, oh, we've got to go this direction or that direction. Because I think that either at this point, 2 months, it's either he fell trouble in a natural sense of water, ditches, that sort of thing, or he was taken after being put out of that house. Anything that when someone tells the truth, and I don't have the answer, but that is the key. When someone tells the truth, who was present?
That's fine, Lori, you can.
When they tell the truth, sometimes they give out a detail that seems so insignificant, and it proves to be.
Had a very bad comment about me, Glitter Bomb? Are you serious? Notice Chris says, we making it sound like he was there during the whole time. I'm looking back at your guys' comments. So I think it's all a money scam. Gosh, that would be. Sure, you can tell me. Glitter bomb, it's fine. But
So that would be something that shows someone's listening and there was trouble.
I'm just saying, y'all see him do that right there? Oh God. Oh God. Ugh. Watch the vigil. Watch the vigil. Go watch the filming of the vigil. Tell me how many times you guys see him do that. Tell me how many times you see, oh God, oh God, my shoulder. Ugh. Just saying. Tell me how many times in the motherfucking vigil you see that dude's shoulder hurting.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be said.
I'm hot today. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. I don't come off my chain very often, but that motherfucker broke halfway watching all this bullshit this morning.
So very good observation. Again, I think I've said this before.
They don't maybe get ghetto as fuck.
Again here, if you get a chance, there's a video on YouTube of one of the most brilliant minds I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with, Frank Marsh.
Sorry, Peter, your endorsement doesn't mean shit to me.
He was an instructor at the FBI National Academy and military background. And he has a video, it's old. It's called The Power of Questions. And it's something that, it's not just for investigators, it really is for life itself. And I can't recommend it more highly. It's impacted me greatly. He had invited me.
That's all he comes on here for. That's all he ever goes to these shows for anymore, is to read the chat, to see.
I didn't mean to change it right then, but.
And then we got to see it. But right now, I'm a
Rogers, and that's Chris Proudfoot. And I saw them talk for quite a while before the vigil started. Now, Chris was not able to stay for the vigil. He had something that he had to do, which is not my business to disclose. But Seth,
what the hell?
But
are you serious? He said he hated me. What the hell did I do to him? He commented that he hated very few people, that it would be a short list, but you were on it. What the hell? Oh my gosh. That is so weird to me. I guess Ryan said that he hated me. So weird. Talking about Ryan's truth. Was talking in a chat, said that he hated very few people and it would be a short list, but I'm on it. Like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? Like, what did I do to you? Like, I know, after I'm the one that freaking it talked about how great he was and put him out there for, a couple months. Right, Jackie? That's just weird to say you hate somebody on YouTube. Thank you, SJ. Thank you so much. So I don't think he runs it. Ryan has a tiny shovel and a long pole. That's weird that he says, I know, I created a monster, right? There's no reason why he should hate me, dude. I mean, that's just so weird. I don't hate him. I just like to tease him because I mean, I just don't think he's a good person, you know? Well, thank you, Rhonda. You are too. But yeah, I don't know. Yvonne said Ronnie's got a tiny everything is my guess. Well, it's not I tried to freaking help the guy. Seriously. He is a fraud. I don't hate him. I just think that he's full of it. That's it. Oh gosh.
But then Seth shared what their discussion was about.
So this is
and I'm going to
Clue. Is this who you were watching
Me
earlier,
and Chris
Chloe?
are putting our differences aside. It's not about our egos. It's about finding Sebastian. Me, Chris, and Katie will begin working together. And if everybody else could just fuck off and put your egos aside, help us find our son. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is the goal of this shit. If you can't get on that, get the fuck.
Something big happened tonight.
First off, you
Right, Tanya,
overgrown
I did
titty
too.
baby. Okay. I've been listening to this BS all day and my gloves, bitch, they're off. Clean hands. Okay. And I'm ready to go.
This girl.
This big ass titty baby is the reason they don't want to work or do anything with your egotistical punk ass. You want to talk about putting your egos to the side, but that's only when it accounts and is on someone else to do. Chris Proudfoot, I happen to know. What's up?
I'm making these. How long till dinner's ready?
Girl, you did not just come in here and ask me till dinner's ready.
I'm hungry. I've been doing
It's
work.
hot.
I know I am.
If you want to eat that, then eat the dinner later. That's fine.
Is that dinner ready?
It's going to be probably like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
Sorry about that. Chris Proudfoot came to you, man to baby, okay? Not man to man. He wasn't talking to a fucking man. He was talking to a fucking coward, in my opinion. He comes to you and he says, can we just put our differences aside to go on this news thing? Not to be asked questions, not to be interviewed, but to show that we are going to work together, right? Seth replies and says, I think it's a little too late for that now. Oh, did you let your ego get in the way, bro? I swear, this man, I really hope it comes out on my life. It may not work out this way because, like I said, all three of them are suspect as shit to me. But I really hope it comes out that Chris and Katie didn't do a fucking thing and the entire internet on YouTube looks like just stupid as hell. Y'all sitting here judging somebody that y'all don't even know. And on top of that, you're giving him Halo status. I've seen this dude physically go searching a handful of times. Is he out there anymore? We don't know. So, real quick, Janie, you were right. And whoop.
I don't know how I feel about this girl, but because she seems, why does she want to back Chris and Katie so much, but then wants to dog Seth? She makes me so mad. She would do good in the drama community. This is the first time I
to call in as tips. All right, here we go. This is an emergency session for Sebastian Rogers. This is session number 3. So if you haven't seen the first 2, please go to the playlist. Whew, scary sessions. Sebastian, where are you? Spirits, we need your help. Sebastian Rogers. Just because I'm asking for Sebastian does not mean he's passed. Spirits can give us information about him. All right, here we go. Sebastian. Where is Sebastian? Sebastian Rogers. We want to know where his physical body is right now. Sebastian Rogers. I do believe there was some sort of fight with someone in your family after the first 2 sessions. I do believe that. This is an experimental paranormal channel. We don't know what is true until more information comes out about these cases. We're just worried about Sebastian.
That is one creepy skeleton, electronic medium. I don't know why I'm just sitting here staring at this skeleton in a yoga position. Hey, Miss Curvy. What probably creeps you out is probably the sound of the app. It's those apps and yeah, she's good at hearing. I can't ever pick out those things, but I watch her. I like electronic medium, and she's a mod here over at Ziggy and has been since the beginning, pretty much. Hopefully it's taken down because of all this reporting her threatening Trev. She did and said very bad things. Yeah. I don't think it's somebody I would probably watch. She sounds a little rough around the edges. Not electronic medium. I'm talking about the other channel. That was the first time I had seen her. What is Jay talking about now? Oh, she ending.
Hi, Jennifer.
Everybody does.
Everybody does that.
The TBI and all of the local law enforcement and the emergency operations and all of that off the case, and the FBI is not going to take over a missing child case. They're just not going to do it. But I guess you have to hear it from an FBI agent himself, which was on STS Nation. So let's listen to this clip. And this is Heather Cohen and her partner Tracy and Joel from STS, and then this FBI agent.
Official capacity on this case. Heather, yeah, I'm sorry, I got it.
I would have my mic muted because my dog was barking. Yes, I am.
Can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, to be honest, I was wanting to hide, in the shadows for a little bit, but what I understand, I believe that the sheriff gave a statement to Channel 2 today that there have been 2 private investigators hired, and so the cat's out of the bag. Myself and there is another private investigator also has been.
Okay, just because the sheriff said there's private investigators involved doesn't mean you had to go on a podcast that night. Weird.
Officially hired, and so yeah.
And are you hired, if I can ask, by Sumner County? Is that who hired you?
No, no, I am hired by the biological father, and again, I didn't want that to be known publicly.
Then why are you talking
the
about
cat's
it?
out of the bag, everybody knows, so there's really no reason to hide it at this point.
Nobody knew.
So
what is she talking about? Nobody knew. Nobody fucking knew who she was before she came out and said, I was hired by Seth Rogers.
So you're hearing it here for the first time. Heather Cohen's firm, Justice Warriors, now working in an official capacity, hired by Seth Rogers. It just goes to show you the links that Seth Rogers, the father, is going to here. Getting a little funny. if you're not speaking, if you can just keep yourselves muted, that would help me, Rob and Tracy. I know it's a little bit of a pain, and then we'll unmute.
I agree with Jay on that one. Saw video on the private eye, and she was doing a comedy sketch about child support and dads and tulips. Very strange. She was also on Girls Gone Wild. Are you serious? Oh, God. Thank God I was never on that freaking show back in my heyday. I've been at places in clubs where Girls Gone Wild was. Went back in Panama City. And I saw them, filming for it. JLR posted it. Are you serious? And all you got back in the day is a t-shirt. That's all they gave you, too. Seriously. I was like, can I get a t-shirt for... They weren't giving those t-shirts away either. No, I was not in Girls Gone Wild, Fred. He just asked me if I was a girl gone wild. Oh, Jenny got her t-shirt. We know what she did. Yeah, that was Club La Vila. I don't even think that's even a... Didn't that guy get in trouble and stuff for some... Didn't the owner of that Girls Gone Wild show or whatever get into some trouble? Oh, you got your T-shirt from Temu. A girl gone wild on Ben Hill, says Fred. That must be what Bill Shipley was talking about on his post. That I was smoking. What did he say? I was smoking meth with Don Wells or something. What I don't know what he. I've been trying to get a hold of Kelly, by the way, because Kelly, the one that was married to Bill Shipley, you guys know who I'm talking about. I guess he was recently released from jail, and I've been trying to get a hold of her, but I can't get a hold of her. She is. Let me see. Let me check. If she's available. No, it still says she's not available on Messenger. I haven't talked to her since March 1st, and I tried texting the number. Yeah, Tanya, I did fax some stuff. I don't know if it did any good, but Fred did start getting mail. Like, he got a piece of mail Friday for the first time. So that was definitely good news. So he's finally getting mail. So hopefully he'll finally get his, ID and then his Cash App card and medical, insurance shit taken care of. Did you see the post Candace made that Sebastian is now taking the limelight from Summer? What? Are you for real? Is it this one? It pisses me off what she's wearing, actually.
Okay, I'll wait for everybody to get back in here. Everybody so many darn haters in this world. That's why I don't always watch the chat either. I usually just let Innocent and Damaged Goods and a couple other people take care of it. So I'm gonna go over here and use this ask drive.
Yeah, no, they literally they haven't tested out before he got this store.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
You have to literally sit in the direct sun. If my car wasn't so far, I'd just walk. But it's like 6 miles that way. The tram can get over here. He was kind of taking up the whole.
It was made by a comment. Oh, really? Well, she's wearing a shirt that says Swear Garden. And abso-freaking-lutely. And I don't know. Right, right. I see you. Exactly. I mean, that's like when the 911 call. Mom went for a walk. Nobody's going for a walk on Ben Hill Road, for one. Like, I've never seen somebody out there just enjoying my day, going for a walk on Ben Hill Road. Just going for a stroll. Hey, Daily. I responded back to your, I believe it was your email. And I definitely thought it looked good. Someone asked her if she thought KDP was stealing her limelight, and she replied, of course, or something. You didn't get my email? I drew some. It was you that was asking me to draw some cards for you, right? And I responded. And they got rid of the mattress, and please didn't even go into the house and look at the mattress. Fred said that there was a, let's see, he was telling me earlier about it. That he's mentioned it to me before, but I haven't talked about it on here, I don't think. But he said in the Summer Wells case, there was a mattress that was found at the end of Light Hollow Road that TBI pulled DNA from. And that would have been right around, I think, that camp. Wouldn't that be if, I don't know if Fred's listening right now. He's on his way to a meeting, but is that near that camp? Candace nor Dawn never walked Ben Hill that I ever seen. Did anybody really take walks out there? I don't know. I never saw anybody, but not even the day Summer went missing? I seen that she is like Katie and Chris. She likes to go state, not search physically for her child. Why does she not care for enough to advocate? She was in Gatlinburg, I guess, shy. What the fuck? What the hell? What is wrong with Crystal? What the fuck? Somebody just sent me this. What a fucking lunatic. What? Did not pass his polygraph test, right? What are you talking about, Crystal? He didn't have a polygraph test on Summer Wells, you freaking idiot. Good God. Then she puts a picture from me. This is from 2007 when I got my DUI. And then she put Ziggy's DUI arrest, Florida, LOL. She took out a PPP loan for her fraudulent makeup company too for $6,000. Funny, she paid it back March 2022. Wonder whose credit card she used. Hey, Ziggy, didn't your mom have custody of your child most of her life? Wonder if your family knows you got married? What the fuck? You are so strange. What is wrong with you, lady? Okay, why is it a fraudulent makeup company for one? Yes, I did have an LLC. Yeah, this was my DUI arrest from 2007. Good job. It's already been put out there. And paying back a PPP loan. March, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I did have an LLC. And I didn't get, it wasn't $6,000 that I remember. I think I got a couple thousand or something. But God, you are so weird. Get a life. What the fuck? Let's see. I'm reading her guys'. She left you alone for a short time. God, she's just like so obsessive. He didn't have a polygraph test, and you don't have to. January 1st, she's on jail calls talking about Laura. What the fuck? Sorry, I was reading this right here. You guys couldn't see it. You don't have to support me, and I didn't ask for your support, Crystal. No, somebody just sent it to me while I was live, and I was like, Little Summer will say love the people that talk about Little Summer, and that's because, again, with it's funny that people think that they don't realize, like, I'm dang near 45 years old. I mean, you know, she looks like she's probably, I don't know how old, but younger than me. It doesn't matter about, Oh, you guys have, oh, so it says she's been together for 20 years with her hubby. Why does she think that it matters what she thinks? Seriously, or why I care about what she thinks about my marriage? They better do them as with people in their lives. Yeah, I don't even freaking talk about that lady. Like, I don't care about what she. Well, she supports Laura now because of just because she wants to be mad at me for some reason. Like she acted like I freaking slighted her one time, and ever since then she just freaking had a hard on for me. I mean, that's just how she gets obsessive. And not just for me, like I've seen her do it with people that are in chat here that don't even go up on YouTube or up on panels. Like she just gets very fixated on people. Oh, hey Trina. And actually, I think that's a pretty good mugshot of myself. If I do say so myself, let's see your mugshot. Crystal's crime time. She brings a mugshot that's almost 20 years old. Like, seriously? Let's bring a mugshot from 20 years ago and act like that's some kind of diss. It's already fucking been put out there. Try to find the one from 2002. Now that would be quite the accomplishment. I haven't seen that one forever. Try to find that one, Crystal, since you're so good at researching. You never heard of her? She epic fail for crazy Crystal. I don't. Exactly, Shy. It doesn't. Why does she think? That's just weird what she puts. Oh, I wonder if this person knows and that person knows. And if who cares? I'm 40, damn near 45 years old, Crystal. I'm not a child. I don't need parents' permission. What the hell? So weird. Lady, what is wrong with you? I guess that's just all she's got. She should know that's been put out there. Like that picture's been put out there. I mean, I think that Benny Keys was the very first person that put it out there, and that was like 3 years ago. So she's way late to the party. That's even Jam 420. Like that's like 10 Jam 420s late to the party. No, that's like freaking 1,000 Jam 420s. It's part of the original crew locally with Jody Super on that got involved. I remember when she supposedly really disliked Jody Sue, and then Jody Sue gave her a little bit of attention, and I don't know, it just changed. But every single time I go live, I shouldn't have even mentioned her because she does this, like, and that's why I usually ignore it. But the stuff that she was saying in her posts, it just wasn't even, her information is not even correct. Oh, he didn't pass the polygraph. Well, he didn't have a polygraph on Summer Wells. Freaking idiot. And then the other polygraph that she's talking about, we saw 3 questions of it, and it said no opinion. It didn't say pass or fail, which could be, even if it is the same as non-conclusive, it still was not about Summer. Oh gosh. Every single time I'm on, guys, watch. I'll come on here next time. Just check her channel next time. That's your guys' assignment. Next time when you're thinking about it, just go check out, just take a gander over yonder on Crystal Crime Times. And I bet she'll be posting away trying to get my attention. Like a pick-me. That's what my daughter calls those type of people, pick-me's. Like, they need to re-interview him. I know. I'm dang near freaking grandma age. Like, technically a grandma now. I don't need freaking permission from you, Crystal Crime Time. Oh, I wonder if her family knows. You are such a freaking lunatic. I don't know, Crystal, but I bet you messaged to find out, didn't you, you lunatic? What do you mean brokenhearted? She is. I know, BS, but I just don't understand, like, I just happened to see it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even mentioned it. I usually try to ignore it because I know that's what she's trying to get me to do, is to respond, because that way she'll have some content. So, because now she'll be able to go live and she'll be able to, like, talk all kinds of shit and act like she has, you know, she'll take the 10 minutes I've talked about her and turn it to 10 hours of content. And she'll just act like I was meanest ever to her. She's posted something again. My God. Oh no! Was it deleted or not? Oh no! What do you think about this? I bet you got them. I bet you got them good, Crystal. I bet you. I'm sure. I'm sure you broke the case wide open. I'm sure, because you're a genius like that. I know what she's probably talking about in that video. But if she'd pay attention, then she would have known, like, what happened with all that. We've talked about the whole audio thing, how he thought the audio was deleted. That's been talked about. And I'm not watching your stupid video either, Crystal, nor am I sharing it. When you do a polygraph, the one that does a test reads it, and then they send the second one to Nashville for them to read it. And so is that why you were told that you passed? Because Fred was under the impression that he passed. So my guess is the people there doing the test gave him the impression that he passed, but I don't know. When they sent that out, it said no opinion. But if you knew Fred like I did, you would know that he's not involved in any type of thing like that. But she had to fight with the fire close. Fire close to the area. Okay, so the people that was administering the test is the one that told you passed. Yeah, I said that's what you told me. Yeah. So Fred says that they send it off for a second opinion. And so maybe the second opinion wasn't sure, and so they put it no opinion. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. Aww. Who is it that just sent the PayPal? They said, I'm on a diet, so a donation from my chocolate habit. You're a sweetie doll. Well, thank you so much. I don't want to say your name because I don't want to dox you. I don't think you go by that in the chat. You only got the... Yeah, so when I got when Fred sent the polygraph to me that I put on, Fred was 100% under the impression that he passed. So when I got it and saw that it said no opinion, first one was inconclusive, the second was passed. Well, I've never had one done, so I don't know how they work. But I do know that people try to pass them with like certain types of drugs, like benzos. That's why when I hear that people say that Seth fell asleep during the polygraph, that's concerning. But that's reminds me with Candace, how Candace, I think, didn't she try to pass with benzos? Your COVID test said that? Did you ever take one on the summer just cotton, Fred? I would answer that for you, Sylvia, but I don't want to speak for him, but I know the answer. And I just said the answer earlier, but I'll let him answer. Heard he's on muscle relaxers. Oh, you're probably right. He probably is on muscle relaxers. And muscle relaxers, for somebody who's not used to it, they do make you super tired. I would be shocked. I would be very shocked if Seth was involved. That would really bother me because I just can't see it. Need to make copy a mod. Yeah, I guess I should so you guys know it's him. But as far as the lie detector, he's only had a lie detector about he's only had a lie detector about Cotton Simpson, and the reason why is because when he went and was talking to law enforcement. So the whole reason why he got a lie detector test about Cotton was because some information he had given law enforcement about Summer Wells. So Fred talked to him about what Cotton had come and, talked to him about, a few months prior, and how Cotton, like soon after, was found dead. And some of the things that Cotton was saying to him made Fred believe that possibly Cotton might know something about what happened to Summer. It wasn't that Cotton was sitting there telling Fred that he had something to do with Summer, or that I don't even think he was even saying he knew. I think he was saying thought he knew where Summer was and was going to go look for him. But it wasn't ever like straight up to him confessing. But Fred really thought it was strange. And when he told law enforcement about it, he had mentioned things about Cotton's death that were not public. And that's why they ended up giving him a lie detector test, because he knew about the blunt force trauma to the head. But that was only because he heard that from a family member. Yeah, I think so, Tanya, because I'd hope that, I don't know, Fred, do you know if Marlena Crawford was interviewed? I mean, I know she's been recorded. She was on recording along with Jody Sue and Andy and I think, right, Fred, wasn't she recorded? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marlena Crawford was recorded, and she was even recorded saying that she was up on the hill on the 14th, on the 15th, on the day Summer went missing. And that's also when Jody Sue, it's around that same time that Jody Sue was recorded asking Andy if he had seen Summer when he was up on the hill earlier that day. He said no, not today. And she asked him, Jody Sue asked Andy, well, when's the last time you saw Summer alive? Oh, she wasn't recorded? Yeah, I was trying to remember. I thought that that she was recorded something about, was she interviewed? Hope to God they freaking interviewed her. I mean, are these people, are they all taking really long naps or something? You know, that same type of nap that Grandis took that we had no idea about until like a couple months after Summer went missing. All of a sudden, it got added into the timeline that Grandis had took a nap. You don't know if she was. Who was that sent the $5 PayPal earlier? Good one, sick. Yeah, I'm just so hilarious. Did Don hide drugs at your house, Fred, when Summer went missing? Kind of worried about this. Fred was definitely worried that that they were all trying to set him up. Several of them back there working together. And to me, that's what it seems like too. Seems like a few of them back there working together to kind of, because Fred was like the oddball of the bunch, really, in a way, because he didn't hang out with those people. But Andy's cool with Don, who is cool with John Smith, who is cool with the Thompsons, which is cool with the Redmonds. Blue suit. That's just so that you guys know it's actually him. Because some people were saying that there was an account made that has Fred's Facebook picture and stuff. Yeah, I suppose that sisters. I talked to her one time and I couldn't decide if she just really was just a protective sister, and I don't know, it was strange, but my guess is that she was the recipient of a lot of abuse herself because I don't know. Finally cut alive. So happy for you and Fred. By the way, Chase and Gavel are as well, regardless of their debunking. But they both like you a lot. I heard it myself. Oh, does it say 1111 on your It's okay to debunk things if there's like proof, you know what I mean? Or if something doesn't match later on in a video. And sometimes it's just human error and sometimes it's something more sinister, but from what I've seen from people debunking, and I haven't seen that video of their debunking video or anything, but I know without seeing it, there's, because I've never seen any type of evidence of actual debunking. It's always like going by, what Don Wells said or what Candace said or what Andy said. You know what I mean? It always goes back to hearsay. Everybody's frustrated. I mean, and everybody wants to blame somebody for the confusion and stuff, but I really haven't. I just like, it's hard for me. It just irritates me when people call something debunking when it's not actually debunking. Your husband's birthday on 4/8/24. Hey, Spirit Seeker. One person, though, that Dawn and Candace never really had a bad thing to say about was Andy. You know, that's the one person nobody had a bad thing to say about. Like Dawn and Candace, like, eventually had something bad to say about Jody Sue. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you, Spirit Seeker. Yeah, Yorkshire. Ben Hill is a relative of Fred's. That's his grandfather. Yep. Ben Hill. He actually, well, Fred says it's questionable how he passed away too, but it says in the paper that he killed himself. There is a lot of craziness in that Hill family, I'll tell you what. Oh, your anniversary is the 31st of October. Oh no, I'm so sorry. 11/11, I love that. That's Jim's birthday. Or, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Fred. That's Fred's. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh no, I didn't. I am so sorry. No. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I can't believe I just fucking did that. Oh my God. What can you? I'm sorry. It's Fred's birthday. It's 11/11. God, I can't believe I did that shit the other day too. Except the other day. Oh my God. Except the other day, I didn't say it. I started to say it. I don't know where they got the drugs from. I do know Don was going to Knoxville to get cocaine. Yeah, and David Britt, I guess. David Britt was one of he used to go to Knoxville with Dawn. David Britt is, what's her name? Crystal lady, the one that Dawn was banging on the couch. David Britt's her husband or ex-husband or whatever. They had a baby together. And David Britt's an RSO. I was all winched up and shit. I can't believe I freaking did that. Especially just now, I can't believe I said that was Jim's birthday. Jim's birthday is 6/3/63. They both have kind of cool birthdays. Fred's is 11/11/76. But see, I have that problem. I call like, oh my gosh, I'll be calling for Bandit and call Bandit Athena and Athena Caitlin, and you know what I mean. I'm really bad about doing that. Ziggy, yep, this is the guy they call Arkansas, and if so, do you know why they call him Arkansas? Yeah, I guess he's from Arkansas or something, right? Yeah, stay off Magnolia. Exactly. Particularly Magnolia and Cherry. I was asking, me and Fred were talking about that, about David Britt and how they call him Arkansas. I'm trying to remember what Fred said. You know, David Britt used to do work up there at the house too, didn't he? Sylvie wants to know, Fred, did you make it to the scrap yard? Did you ever make it there that day or leave out with a car or come back with a car? You're at Cherry and Magnolia right now at this second? Oh my God. Don't let Playboy know that. Oh God, I cannot believe you got, of all places, they're gonna put you in Knoxville. It's just crazy to me. Oh shush! Don't make me feel bad, Kathy. No, he hasn't accidentally called me Laura. Not yet. But it's probably because he usually just says hun, or that's probably why. He probably never even said her name hardly. So we cannot give him that excuse. We can't give him a point on that one. When he probably did, he doesn't even really. He's being safe. Exactly. Exactly. I really did feel bad on this one because I actually said Jim, and that's not even the last time that I almost said, I was like, come on. I was about to say James. I didn't get it loaded. I hauled a motorcycle back on the 15th. Fred is a sweetheart. He is. Still makes me feel bad. But, like, you guys are right. Yeah, I mean, that's... it was quite a habit for a while. And Aussie Trisha. So Fred's birthday is 11/11, and his last name is Hill, and it kind of spells out 11/11. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at Spirit Seeker. Hold on, let me you guys can't see it. In an attempt to provide any help we could initially through our Stop Now Safety Response volunteer teams, we teamed our own network of volunteers and online crisis team members, including students themselves from our national network, searching, passing out flyers, making phone calls, and more. As this progressed from Tennessee to Mississippi to Alaska, we became increasingly convinced of the culpability of certain members of the Sebastian's family in his disappearance. That factor has not changed, and we have made that stance public. Why? We will not couple with our now limited resources. Our foundation ultimately initially elected to scale down our efforts and ultimately cease them. As alluded to above, some have challenged the foundation's purpose here. I addressed that in the aforementioned. Some that stated we were seeking monetary gain from the hype of the circumstance. We have heard this rhetoric before since our inception following the Uvalde, Texas mass shooting. There have been those who would challenge us, saying in part that the foundation was established to monetarily benefit from the events of tragedies such as what occurred that fateful day in May 2022. The foundation has not received one monetary donation since becoming involved with the efforts for Sebastian, and since our inception, no one within the foundation, and myself nor any of the team, have ever received a paycheck or any compensation for any of our work with the foundation. Since our inception, our foundation has received on average the last year of less than 85 monthly in donations, with us contributing thousands to our efforts, often with funds from our own pockets. In fact, several hours from now, I will head to my full-time job as a restaurant server to help the foundation make ends meet, along with my own personal family. I've personally been family members publicly accountable when their children endanger or harm in any way due to their potential negligence or worse is also most inappropriate. Huh. Well, it sounds like this foundation is pretty sure of Chris and Katie's guilt. Thank you, Jo Marie. Well, it's the first time he's commented in that Fred's even talked to my chat. Thank you, Justice Jane. I thought it was cute too. Oh. Let's see, today's the 21st. All right, guys. I guess I'm going to go. Oh, I might go live on my other channel and do some readings. You take that as a sign that Jim approves of Fred as a choice for you. Yeah, 11/11. Yay, we love readings. I know. I do need to get back there, Kathy. I don't know when it's going to be able to happen. I wish I wish I could be there now, you know. Did he go to South High School? Not sure. I want to say he went to volunteer. I think. I thought it's been with you for a while and I just made their lunch. She deserves to be this happy. Well, thank you. Oh, yeah, I need to do your reading too. It's a jungle out there. Sure is. You have to get a plumber? Oh, cool, Mama T. Okay, he just said went to volunteer. Are you calling him old? I wish the salvage thing would clarify what was, because it got said because that's when they saw Sylvia. That's because the reason why it got mentioned was because that's when Fred had to move he would have made it in time had it not been for Andy coming by that day. Fred had to move the trailer out of the way to let Andy by. That's why it was mentioned. And that's why Andy being on the road that day was so memorable and not to be forgot, because Fred was loading the trailer when Andy came out there, and for Andy coming on the road that day and Fred having to move to let Andy by made him late where he couldn't even get to the scrapyard. Yeah, that's how Fred explained it to me. It is confusing to understand it all, but that's how the way Fred explained it this last time about he's like I probably would have made it to the scrapyard if it wasn't for Andy. So he's like, there, that's. Andy knows he was on the road that day. That's why it's so annoying and so fucking irritating. He knows he was. And people will see someday, but we can't, go back and forth with him if he's not willing to admit it. And, it's just a he said, she said thing. Oh, you're much older than him. Okay. But people got confused with it was I believe it's my fault with why people got confused with the scrapyard thing. But somebody was trying to say that Laura had said that they made it to the scrapyard on my live, but like, I haven't heard where she said that. But I know I felt like it was my fault. I think I felt like I put it out like wrong and said that they made it. Angel's trumpet. Probably not it won't be tonight, Tanya, but yeah, we can. I'm gonna go do some readings, hopefully. Crystal's talking to me on her channel. I didn't get to haul a vehicle a week after summer Wednesday because they had the hauler shut down. What's Angel's trumpet? Is that angel dust? It's a flower. Does it grow wild out there in Tennessee? Flower that's poisonous. All right, guys, I'm going to go for real. But I will talk to you guys later.